All right, hello and welcome back, everybody, to the Average Joes Who Know podcast. I'm Connor.
I'm Matt.
We're going to be talking about, well, first I'm going to talk about, we'll get this out of the way at the very start, the very beginning. Um, OSU's AD decided today that he would go on 97.1 The Fan and basically say that Ryan Day was coming back no matter what happened in the college football playoff. So Ohio State could get boat raced by Tennessee in the first round, and it sounds like Ryan Day is going to be back coaching against Texas. And so, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that. I think it's bullshit, and
Remember this was a clean show.
um, what this show has never been clean. I cussed and we both cursed in the first episode. We both cursed in like every episode.
Oh,
So I'm on Twitter, and this guy says, "Good, stay the course. We'll break through eventually." Ryan Day has been the head coach for
5 years.
five, five,
Six.
6 years. He's played against Michigan 5 times and he's 1-4. How many more chances does the man need? And well, the one year we didn't play Michigan because of COVID, and hell, I mean, I don't know why they were scared to play us. They should have played us anyways. We probably would have lost.
He won his
Well,
first
maybe not
game.
because Justin Fields was still there and he was a dog. But my thing is, they've been so close, a field goal away from national championship. Blah 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 blah. Well, we've been so close, a lot of times, and we haven't came away with it because of Ryan Day. And so my thing, this is going to be quick. My thing is, how many more chances does he get? How many more chances are we going to sit here? Oh, he's going to break through eventually. When? 10, 20 years down the road? That's what Penn State's been saying about James Franklin. Oh, eventually he's going to win a big game. Has he won a big game? No.
No.
So
He had a legit chance. Let's get into that. Saturday's games.
yeah, we'll go in conference championships. That's it. That's it. That was my quick rant. I had to get it off because I saw it on Twitter and I was like, okay, are we serious?
I saw that report earlier. I knew you were going to say something today. Um, let's start. Let's start with Penn State, Oregon. Oregon offense is really good. Penn State's defense did not play great, but Oregon's offense is really good. Their defense has holes though.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, the good teams they played, Boise put up points on them, Ohio State put up points on them, and Penn State put up points on them. Penn State just made too many mistakes, and they went for two in the dumbest situation possible.
That's what I was going to bring up. Like, what are you even doing there? Doesn't make any logical sense at all.
And then on 2nd and 1, with a minute and some to go, you're driving the ball. One, you get the ball good in your good field position anyways after the punt return. And then you a little bit of a drive, you're in their territory, and it was like everything always says James Franklin's not aggressive enough. He takes a shot.
Mm-hmm.
In the one-on-one to an okay receiver. You don't have good receivers. You don't.
No.
Penn State doesn't have good receivers. They have okay receivers. But they have the best tight end in the country in Tyler Warren. If you're going to throw a jump ball, throw it to him. He's probably going to
that guy.
His 50-50 balls are 70-30s. Like, that dude honestly had a case to be in New York on Saturday for the Heisman ceremony.
Yeah.
He's that good. And you throw it to, I don't remember who they threw it to, and it was underthrown, not to the sideline, picked, and that was it. But you had a legit chance to win that game. You got every opportunity to win that game, and you pissed it away. And if James Franklin loses at home to SMU or in a neutral site to Boise, he should be gone.
He should be. Well, he should have been gone years ago. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. Like you said, you hit it all on. You hit the nail on the head. The shot play didn't make any sense to me. I mean, I guess kind of, but you were driving the ball down the field the whole game. You didn't need to take a shot.
You had talk that didn't have time. Yeah. There was 27 seconds left. There was a minute and 50.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
Either way, why would you want to give Oregon the ball back with time?
No.
With time.
It didn't make sense, and the 2-point the conversion try didn't make sense at all. I guess because he didn't want to go to overtime, but it just doesn't make any sense.
That's when you only do that when you score. If they would have made it 45-44 with
Yeah.
25 seconds left, you're like, know what? That's what I'm problem. I don't have a problem with that. You know what? I don't know if we can take them in overtime. Either way, we're in the playoff. You know what? Let's just try to win this game right here.
Yep.
That's fine. But doing it, however early they did it, I don't get it. I don't get it. That's just James Franklin football for you. There's a lot of things I don't get when they play big teams.
Well, you talk about one team that had every chance to win. Another team was Texas. I honestly don't know how you lose that game. That guy can't. The kid came in and he had one really good drive.
His first drive in, they went right down the field.
Other than that, he was okay. I mean,
he made plays with his feet. Just kind of Beck's thing. If he can make plays with his feet, Georgia wins.
Yeah.
He wasn't. He was okay.
Yeah.
Did enough. Quinn Ewers, I didn't think looked good.
No, he hasn't looked good since he got injured.
No, I mean, start of the year he was bang, 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 and then he got hurt. He hasn't been the same. And I was starting to think. I mean, this end of the year, and they started winning. Like they're winning by more. It was like, you know what? Okay, Ewers looks better. Maybe he's healthy now. And then Saturday it was like, maybe he's not healthy anymore, or maybe he's never been healthy.
Yeah.
So now it's questioning: is he even the guy? If he comes back next year, is he still the guy?
That's what I was seeing. Is it sounds like Texas is ready to move on from Ewers. They're ready to move to Arch next year. Like they want Arch to be the starter next year. I don't see why you wouldn't want him to. I mean, when he's played, he's looked amazing. And he adds another facet to the game that Ewers doesn't. He can run the ball,
which is weird to think because he's a Manning.
Yeah.
But yeah, when he runs it, he can fly.
Mm-hmm. He can fly.
I mean, that first touchdown against Texas A&M a couple weeks ago, he hit that corner and he's 6'5", reached out for it, and he's an athlete. I mean, well, his dad's Cooper. Cooper was the only.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. His dad was a receiver until he got hurt, and then obviously Archie back in the day, his grandpa was athletic back in his day. So
one of the first scramblers there was.
Yep.
So he was a Super QB. I don't know where Peyton and Eli got their.
Yeah, if Ewers does decide to come back, I would be really interested to see if he sticks it out at Texas. I mean, obviously that dude loves Texas. He's from Texas.
He committed there to start. He only went to Ohio State for the NIL money.
Yep. I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see if he does come back, if he transfers again to go somewhere else, just because they want Arch to play that bad.
Can you imagine he comes back and they say Arch is starter, he just goes like Texas A&M?
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. Go to UNC with Belichick.
If you're a 17-year-old, why wouldn't you? If you have dreams for the NFL, why would you not go to UNC right now?
Yeah, I don't know.
They just hired Michael Lombardi, who was with the Patriots and all those years in the front office. Worked with Belichick that whole time. Helped build those teams, and then you got the greatest NFL mind there was.
Yeah.
Also weird, he's trying out college football at 73 years old, 72 years old.
His dad coached there. It looks like that was one of the biggest reasons why he wanted to go there.
Yeah, he was an assistant coach, I think, for like 3 years, I think it said. And then he said he said there's so many similarities in the NFL now, and I don't think he's very happy with the NFL after I had the last coaching cycle. He didn't get a job, so it sounds like he's just going to, screw it. I'll go to college and win. And I don't see why he won't, unless the recruits he's mean or something, don't want to play for him. But I have no idea if you're a recruit and you want to go play in the NFL, why you wouldn't go play for Bill Belichick.
Well, it was awesome It was awesome listening to, I think it was Edelman and Tom Brady or maybe Gronk, and they were like, they were like, what would he even say in a recruiting thing? Like, hey man, do you even want to come here or not?
Yeah, he probably would. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Who else? Scott Frost just went back to UCF.
Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, and then Rich Rodriguez going back to West Virginia.
Two guys that dominated with their teams and then left them and didn't have as much success, and now they're back. So we'll see if there was success. I mean, Rich Rod had success with Jacksonville State, but he went to Michigan after at West Virginia when West Virginia was number 2 in the country and lost to Pitt, and didn't make the national championship in 07. And he didn't have any success at Michigan, and then he's been just kind of around the cycle, I would say. And now he's back. And now Scott Frost, after that horrible tenure at Nebraska, which was supposed to be, he was supposed to revitalize the Huskers because, he's quarterback there when they were really good, and that didn't work at all.
He was supposed to be Nebraska's savior. He was their golden boy.
And it was quite awful.
It was terrible.
I still like Matt Rule. I still think you give Matt Rule a couple more years, he's going to build a program there.
For sure.
I think Raiola is going to probably be better next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
He has flashes. He makes not great plays sometimes, but he's a true freshman. He's shown a lot of flashes. Mahomes Jr., but
I don't know how the hell we got all the way to. We were talking about Texas and Georgia, and we made it all the way to Dylan Raiola.
We were talking about Ewers transferring, and then we got to him transferring to UNC.
Okay.
Back to conference.
I want to talk about SMU doing everyone a disservice by losing that game to Clemson. They played one of the worst first halves I've ever seen, and then they come back, and I was like, okay, they're gonna win this game. It's gonna go overtime. They're gonna win, and then they let up the huge kick return, and I was like, oh, now they're gonna make a field goal, and sure enough, they did.
I mean, good for Clemson's kicker, true freshman, 55-yarder to send them to the playoffs. But I thought after Clemson lost to SC, I'm like, you know what, they're out. Even though I didn't want Miami to make it to the playoffs, I don't like Miami, and I don't want to see a team. I mean, they'll probably score 30 points. They'll have 52. I'd rather see Bama get in. And then Clemson starts dominating. Like, you know what? SMU is obviously not that good if Clemson's dog walking them. And all of a sudden, SMU comes right back. And it's like, well, SMU's going to beat them. And then now you got to watch Clemson. And I don't know. The power of Dabo Swinney, they might. And the way Texas.
Yeah. I
don't know what Texas is going to show up.
Yeah.
I think honestly it's going to be a close game. I think it'll be a decent game.
It'll be I honestly wouldn't be surprised. We'll talk about those games next week, obviously, because they'll be coming up.
Yeah. SMU, that was actually a pretty fun game because it didn't start out very fun, but
yeah,
SMU's got potential, but I still don't think they're a top 12 team. I know we'll talk about the playoff selection in a little bit, but the ACC is not very good. I think we know that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, go to the Big 12 championship, the two teams, Iowa State and Arizona State. Arizona State might be good, actually. They did lose. Scadabo's a dog. I mean, his legs are that big. He is a monster. And he can just run through a brick wall if he wanted to. But they're good. They make plays on defense.
Yeah.
Their quarterback can sling a little bit. Kenny Dillingham's as fired up as it gets all the time. Like, he doesn't actually ever slow down. He just always looks like he's ready to go fight somebody. I kind of love it. And I think the way they showed against Iowa State, it was close to start, and all of a sudden they just broke it open and didn't let up. They could put up a fight. I really do think that. I think they could put up a fight against one of these teams. I think they'll play Texas or Clemson.
Yeah, they play Texas or Clemson.
I think they could put up a fight. I don't know what happened earlier in the year when they lost to Cincy and Texas Tech, but they're hot. They're probably the hottest team in the country outside of South Carolina. But
they're hot. Yeah, they're hot, and I don't know. I feel like that game kind of proved that they had a reason. They had a kind of a reason to be in it. Obviously, the committee ended up ranking them like 11th in the country, I think, overall. So, I mean,
I think they have a legit reason to be in no matter what.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think they had a legit reason after. I mean, they dog walked Iowa State.
Yeah,
it was close there at like the very start, and then I just kept checking the score, and they were just kept scoring more points, and just putting it on them. So
I've been waiting for your shout out
to the Bobbies.
The Bobbies.
I was watching that game, man. They put an ass whooping on Miami of Ohio. I
I mean,
loved it.
that was dominant.
Yeah, but
And
they
then
put it on.
and then their coach says bye. It's next
Yeah,
day.
and then their coach leaves like a sleazeball right after the game to go to Charlotte, which that didn't make any sense to me. Like you make a that's not a
Charlotte.
vertical move. You're not moving up. You're moving lateral. Like you're going to Charlotte. Like
I mean, Charlotte's an AAC school. Like they have kind of a shot at the playoff. The MAC doesn't.
yeah, but if you, I don't know.
The
I don't
MAC
know.
must be the worst conference in D1 FBS football. Um, but good for the Bobbies, avenging their loss and dominating. Now they gotta look for a coach. So it kind of sucks. But
They hired
yeah,
me.
yeah, I'm sure they'll do that. I think they'll hire Ryan Day. No.
They should. He probably do really good, well in the MAC.
Yeah, because he has to play a bunch of unranked teams.
Yeah, he'd do really well. He'd be undefeated as the rest of his career. What
What
other
else?
conference
See,
championship? You had Boise State, obviously, beating
oh yeah,
UNLV, getting in. I mean, kind of what I expected. Ashton Genty ran for 200 plus, I think, and
yeah. Hey, my bold prediction was 200 plus 3 touchdowns. I think he had 200 plus 1 touchdown, but man, if you give him a little bit of space, he's gone. That 75-yard run, he hit that hole and just went. And I love their quarterback, Madsden. One, I just think it's cool that all of him and all of his siblings are named after MLB players. But he can sling it. He kind of has a cannon. I kind of wish Boise State hosted a playoff game though, because I want to see the Smurf turf on national television.
yeah.
But I mean, it was when they played UNLV earlier in the year. It was a 29-24 game. They beat them, so I kind of expected it to be close again, and it was for the most part. But I mean, Boise State kind of had control the whole game. Like it wasn't like it was close, but it wasn't like, oh, I think UNLV is going to win this game right here. No, I mean it was like Boise's in control.
They
Like I think
controlled the whole game.
it's easy to control the game when you can control the ball because you can just give it to Genty 7 times and drive.
Yep, exactly. Well, let's just transition into our Heisman pick then.
My picks. Can we give a pick and a prediction? Can we do it that way?
Sure. Who would be your pick and who's your prediction?
My pick is Genty. My prediction is Hunter.
I kind of all year have been saying Hunter as my pick, but I don't know. I think if I had to pick, after finally getting to watch Genty, like I mean, a lot of their games are at times where I'm like, I'm not watching that game, or I just really didn't care to watch them play because they play in the Mountain West, so I don't really care to watch a Mountain West game when there's another game going on. But I finally sat down and watched him on Friday, and I was like, man, this kid's special. Like I'm like, this kid's going to do something in the NFL too. He's got. If I had a vote, Genty would get my vote, and Hunter. But Hunter, I think Hunter's going to win it. I think he is. I think you're right.
Here's the thing with Genty. You have to completely change your game plan to stop him. You can't put 5 guys in the box or 6 guys in the box, even 7 guys in the box. You have to put 8 or 9 guys in the box almost every single play.
Yeah.
To stop him. And you're still not going to. He's still going to run for 150 plus and a touchdown or 2. And to me, like that's different. Like you can't just playing both ways doesn't, to me, overshine that. And I get it. Hunter's top 5 at every position. At each position he plays.
Yep.
I think he's a top 3 corner and probably a top 4 wide receiver. Top 5 wide receiver. And obviously that's really hard to do. I mean, congrats to him. Like that's awesome. But I can't you don't have to necessarily change your game plan to beat Colorado because of Travis Hunter. Yes, you kind of do. You have to, don't throw the ball his way all the time. Double covered, play double, bracket him, all that stuff. But that's a lot different than putting 8 or 9 guys in the box and playing man coverage on the outside when they have a good receiving core and have a good quarterback. But like, you don't have a choice. So that's why, to me, in Genty's numbers, I mean, they're far beyond what these other, like the last 4 Heisman running backs, his numbers crushed them. And those guys earned it. So to me, that's why he's my Heisman pick, and I think it'd be cool to see a running back get it again.
Yeah, I think this week is that, and then I saw like Colorado sent out stupid flyers or whatever. That kind of just put me over the top. Like, okay, I've had enough of this.
They sent out flyers. No, Genty did. He got Boise State the number 3 seed.
Yeah. Yep.
That's to me. That's why he gets that. Boise State is a number 3 overall seed. Obviously not number 3 in the country, but they're a number 3 overall seed, and they get to host Penn State or host the bowl game in the Fiesta Bowl against SMU and Penn State, and Ashton Genty should be the Heisman winner. That's why.
Yeah.
And then the other 2, I Cam Ward didn't get real great seasons, but they're not really. They're just there for fun.
Exactly.
They send 4 guys, and those happen to be there too.
Exactly.
They could have sent or Tyler Warren too, and nobody really would have cared.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the bracket. Let's talk about. Well, we'll start off with, do you think the committee got it right?
Nope. Here's what I think the committee did. Okay, last year, 13-0 Florida State conference champs, 12-1 Alabama conference champs. And the committee said, you know what? Alabama's the better team. We're putting them at the 4 spot. And Alabama was the better team. We watched Alabama go to overtime with the number 1 overall team, Michigan, who ended up winning a national championship. So obviously Alabama deserved to be there. You know what we watched Florida State do? Not score any points when their quarterback got hurt. And everybody was outraged for no reason. I get it. I'm sorry, Florida State fans. They were upset last year, and I mean, they had a right to be, but they weren't going to. Michigan was going to beat them by 30, if we were being honest. And this year, we have SMU and once again Alabama. SMU hasn't played anybody, so therefore they haven't beat anybody. The 2 teams they play that are ranked at the moment, they beat 2 ranked teams, Pitt and Louisville, who are no longer ranked. And obviously Pitt stinks now. They played Clemson and BYU. You know they did? They lost to those 2 teams. And Clemson was beating them by a lot until they came back. And Clemson is what, number 16 in the country? I mean, Clemson's not even a top 12 team. When I saw Clemson at the 16 overall rank, I'm like, you know what? Okay, SMU's out. They're going to put Bama in. And then they kept SMU in, which doesn't make sense to me. If Clemson just beat SMU and BYU beat SMU, but those 2 teams are what, 16 and 18 or something like that? SMU's 11? Like, really? Bama, I know Bama's bad losses to Oklahoma.
Well, I think you're wrong, because Alabama 1 has 3 losses. They didn't even make it to their conference championship.
I know you.
Yeah, you can say, "Oh, they play in the SEC." Blah 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 blah. They play in the SEC. They lost to Vanderbilt, and they lost to Oklahoma. Oklahoma's been terrible all year. They had every chance to make it. They had every chance to make it to the conference championship this year.
You're right. SMU's more deserving. But I think Alabama is the better team.
Which is why they got it right. They got it right because you could not punish SMU for making it. If they would have punished SMU for making it to the conference championship with the 12-team playoff, if it was 4 teams and we were sitting here like Alabama's 12-1, they just missed out on the Alabama's 11-1, they just missed out on the SEC championship, and it was between them and SMU for the 4 seed. But then we're talking, that's a completely different scenario. If it was last year, and we were sitting here, and Alabama was at 5 at 11-1, and SMU was at 12-0, but then they went and lost in the conference championship to Clemson, I would say, oh yeah, Alabama should be in with 1 loss, if they had 1 loss to Tennessee. But they lost 2 games to 2 teams. Vanderbilt they're an average team. They're not that good.
They competed with Georgia and Texas.
What was their record? 7-5?
Yeah.
You lost to a 7-5 and a 7-5 team. Or what Oklahoma go 6-6?
Yeah, Oklahoma. Yeah, I think Oklahoma made a bowl game. Yeah.
SMU's 2 losses were to 2 teams that are still ranked. Yeah, granted, Alabama's last loss is to Tennessee, and Tennessee's in the playoff, but
Alabama
they
beat
got
Georgia.
dominated. They got dominated by Oklahoma. Dominated. Oklahoma sucks. They've sucked all year. I just don't see how, if they would have put Alabama in, how I don't see how that's right. I don't see the people were talking about it. Reese, Booger, Galloway, or whatever the hell the guy's name is. But they were saying, like, if they put Alabama in, teams are going to quit playing conference championships, or conferences are just going to do away with them altogether.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't mean anything.
I agree with you. And here's what I think. I think Reese said it. There was no right answer on Sunday. There was no right answer.
That's true.
Because you have SMU as the more deserving team. You have Alabama as probably the better team.
Well, probably. So we don't know, though. They never played.
Well, we don't know. You're right. But based off of eye test and strength of record and strength of schedule, Alabama's the better team. But if you go by make conference championship and you're beat unranked teams like you should, SMU had that. Because
that's another thing. Strength of schedule keeps getting brought up. You could play the hardest schedule in the world and lose every single game. Oh, you should be in. You played the hardest strength schedule. You're in. You're in the freaking playoff. Okay. How about strength of record? You play good teams. If you have a good strength of record and you have a good strength of schedule, that's what Saban comes on there and he's like, well, you got a team with the 60th strength of schedule and you got a team like Alabama who's going to have the 15th or something like that. Alabama has 3 losses. I don't care. That's the thing. If they win one of those other 2 games, they're in. Yes. Win. I think Dan Lanning said, just win your games. You don't have to worry about it. Just win.
You're right. You are right. And I'm not saying I personally, they say the 12 best teams. So I would go with Alabama. But if you go most deserving, then it's SMU. And
okay.
I don't know.
Let's get to that. I think we can agree that the committee had no right answer because of the setup. Let's talk about that. This setup needs to go away.
It's bad. Honestly, I don't care what contract says. You should have changed it mid-season.
Mm-hmm.
It should be the top 4 teams get a bye, not top 4 seeds. That's just dumb. Usually the top 4 teams would be the top 4 seeds, one from each conference. That's not how it works this year. That's obviously not always how it works, but the way this college football season was, and with no Pac-12, things change. But there should be reseed. It shouldn't be the 1 seed has to play Ohio State or Tennessee, while Georgia gets who does Georgia get?
They play either Indiana or Notre Dame.
Yeah. And then Oregon has to play Georgia, or Oregon has to play Texas, or whoever wins that Ohio State game. And there has to be some kind of reseeding, like.
Well, I kind of understand what they were wanting to do with like the auto bids, but the auto bids suck. It's stupid. So here's the thing: if the ACC just beat up against each other all year, even we've got Clemson as a 3-loss ACC champ, and they make it into the playoff. That just shouldn't happen. Yeah.
There should be no auto bids. I don't think that's a 12-team playoff means you're one of the top 12 teams in the country to me.
If you want to do the auto bids, you might as well just adopt the FCS championship.
Yeah.
You might as well. If you want to do the auto bids, you're still getting what did they do? Like the top 24 teams get in, I think.
Yeah.
So basically, the whole top 25. One team's going to be left out, but it's probably going to be what, Illinois or something. Who cares at that point?
That's how. I mean, in reality, there is probably 12 legit teams. So like, that shouldn't be like that. But you're telling me like, Clemson has no right. I get it. They won the ACC. The ACC is terrible, and they beat SMU. And good for Clemson that they played a hard out of conference schedule. They had to play South Carolina and Georgia. But you know what? They lost those games, and they shouldn't be in because they're not a top 12 team. And they, not auto bid. The group of 5 teams get one team, or at least for winning their conference.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares? Don't put them in unless they earned it. Yeah. Boise earned it. Boise's what, 10th? They earned it, so they should be in.
Good but they shouldn't be the 3 seed.
It shouldn't be the 3 seed. No. You're telling me, Texas or Penn State or Notre Dame's not, like, Notre Dame can never be a top 4 seed. No matter how good they are, they can never be a top 4 seed because they don't play in a conference. Do I think Notre Dame should get a top 4 seed this year? No, they lost to Northern Illinois. Obviously, they've dominated recently, but they lost to Northern Illinois. So I don't really care. They have zero say on anything. And I hope Indiana beats them, to be honest. But, yeah, I think it needs to change. Top 4 seeds get a bye, and top 12 teams make it. No auto bid.
The 4 best teams get a bye, and the 12 best teams get in.
Yeah. I mean, there was no auto bid to win a conference with the 14 playoff. I mean, obviously there couldn't be with 5 Power 5 schools, but I mean, yeah, I don't like it. I mean, it's obviously a work in progress. It's the first year, so obviously there's going to be some hiccups. In reality, the national champion is probably going to be the national championship regardless whether the bracket is the way it is or not. But, yeah, I think it needs to change. You need to have the top 12 teams in there. I mean, to say South Carolina or Ole Miss is in the top 12 team, like that Clemson should be in over them, or SMU. I get it, they're outside the top 12, but I think if the rankings were adjusted like they could be, I think those teams have legit chance.
I think regardless, I think the best team in college football is in that somewhere.
Yes.
And
yes.
Ultimately, the best team in college football is gonna win the national title this year. I just think there's some other teams that could have. There's some other teams that could have been in there instead of Clemson, and probably SMU. And I think SMU benefited from kind of this notion of, there's going to be an auto bid for the ACC, so they kind of benefited from getting I just feel like the committee treated them maybe a little bit better than they should have been because of this notion of the auto bids.
I agree.
Which I think is kind of what Saban was trying to get at on Sunday. I think that's what he was kind of trying to get at was, should SMU really have been ranked number 8? Probably not.
Yes, I agree, and I think it would benefit college football if it was the top 12 teams to make it and the top 4 seeds to buy. I think it's better. I think it's better for the entertainment purposes. Even though I think next week's gonna be really fun. Indiana, Notre Dame, cross state rivalry at night on Friday, and then Saturday you have a whole day of games starting at noon, starting in Happy Valley, then to Austin, and then to Columbus. But it'll be. I like 12. I'm happy with 12 teams. I'm good with 12 teams.
Yeah.
Because then you get college football playoff 2 weeks after the conference championship instead of waiting until January 1st. Okay, then you get 2 weeks until the quarterfinals, and then a week and a half till the semis, then a week and a half till the national championship. So I'm good with it. It's more college football, better games.
The only thing I don't like is the national championship being on a Monday.
It is dumb.
That's the worst part about all of it.
It's because they don't want to compete with, obviously, the NFL on Saturday or Sunday. Which I don't know why they just don't do it Friday, since high school football's over by then.
I'd be watching it on Saturday over the NFL. I mean, I get what you're saying. They don't want to compete, but I think more people will probably watch the national championship.
But think about because obviously the NFL has their Saturday, like they do their Saturday games towards the end of the year, whether it's because of a holiday or just because they have they want to make more primetime games on that Saturday night because they don't do at the end of the year. But Ohio State makes the playoff and the Bengals play, or Ohio State makes that championship, not Bengals play that Saturday night, then you're in a limbo of.
That's true. I think you're right. I think it could be moved to a Friday just because Monday just doesn't work for anybody. People have to go to work the next day. People have to go to work. People don't. The vast majority of people are not going to work on Saturday morning.
Yeah. Next week.
If you're right.
Next Saturday for me is going to be an interesting day. 4:30, Steelers, Ravens, chance to clinch the division. 8 o'clock, Ohio State, Tennessee, playoff game.
Hey, Ohio State finally got their night game.
They did. Scarlet the shoe. I wish they would have done. I'm not kind of all black. They're going to black out the shoe and wear the red black.
I wanted them to go with the heritage stripes. I didn't.
I love those. I love their playoff unities. I don't know why. I thought maybe they do like red pants and the red jersey with the heritage stripes, but I don't think they're going to do that.
I think you make it that far. Should have stuck with tradition. You should have stuck with tradition, and I think you could have the shoe scarlet out. Like tell people to wear scarlet. I love that because obviously they're still going to be wearing scarlet uniforms. I think they could have done the pants too, but it wouldn't have matched with the heritage stripes. I just think the scarlet and the gray with the heritage stripes.
They're like, you know what? We're not playing in a bowl game yet, so we're not going to wear them yet. That'd be my only. So they play Oregon in the. I think that'll be cool though. If Ohio State wins next Saturday, they play Oregon in the Rose Bowl. So basically like a Big Ten, Pac-12 Rose Bowl, like it should be. But yeah, it's gonna be. I think it'll be a fun first round.
Yeah.
And then this Saturday, we got Army Navy. One of my favorite games of the year.
Yeah, that's the only game. That's the only game that's coming up. I think there's some bowl games starting on Saturday. But who cares? I don't even know who's playing.
They don't start till I think Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
But Army Navy standalone game as it should be.
Yep.
There's going to be a whopping 4 passes thrown. And I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love every minute of it. I love Army Navy. People say it's boring. There's no way it's boring to me.
That's smash mouth football, and then you got the entire academies are there. Both the academies are there. It's just electric.
For 3.5 hours, they're the biggest rivals, and then after the game, they're gonna go serve our country, and it's awesome. And there's gonna be probably 2 or 3 random trick plays thrown in there.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to work? Maybe not, but they're going to be interesting. Something weird's going to happen, and something weird's going to happen in the game. I mean, Army top 25 team dominated the AAC champ first year in a conference champs dominate Tulane, who usually kind of owns that conference.
Yeah,
and then you got Navy, who was pretty good all year. Had some stumbles at the end, but throw the records out the window Saturday. We're getting Army Navy. Army's dominated in. Navy went on a streak for a while, but since Monken took over for Army, Army's kind of dominated this series. So we'll see. Fun uniform matchup as always.
Mm-hmm. Who you got?
I mean, they're ranked. They looked really good. The Black Knights of Army. They're gonna win on Saturday.
I'll go with Navy just for the sake of.
Just for fun.
Against you. And my grandpa was in the Navy too. So Papa was in the Navy. So I'll go with Navy. All right, let's move to the NFL. We're gonna talk about the NFL this week. Let's start with
Browns are eliminated from the playoff again. How about that? 22 times in this entire century. That's pretty impressive considering it's only 2024. Clown franchise. I hate them. It's awesome to see them out again. They're 3-10, and Myles Garrett, he really shines bright when the game doesn't matter. They're down 13 points with 3 minutes to go, and he had a sack, and everybody wanted to say stuff. He will always be second to T.J. Watt, and yeah, Browns are eliminated. There's my NFL from Sunday. I'm sorry,
wow.
I took a lot of crap from Browns fans after they beat us on Thursday Night Football, so I had a lot to get off my chest.
Yeah, let it all out, I guess. How about the Packers-Lions game, though, on Thursday? That was last Thursday. That was
It was
an awesome game. Another great Thursday night game.
that Thursday night's been awesome this year for the most part.
Yeah.
It came. I mean, I kind of figured it'd be a good game. There's two. The NFC North's really good.
Yeah.
And for Dan Campbell to go for it right there on 4th and inches, you give the Packers decent field position, a chance to win the game. Instead of just kicking the field goal, you go for it, and he got it.
Get that man a wheelbarrow, man. Get him a wheelbarrow.
From what I heard, he wasn't going to go for it. But Goff pretty much said, no, we got to go for this.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of a mix of Goff and Campbell. And, Campbell lived by the sword, die by the sword. 4th down, go for it. And obviously it worked out for him. It's as ballsy as it gets, but it worked out. Yeah. And the Lions are rolling. Absolutely rolling.
Yeah, for sure.
Packers, tough loss, but they're obviously really good.
Yeah, they're a good team. How about the Eagles? Like, no passing game at all. Just they can't pass the ball. It's all Saquon.
You have Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, and A.J. Brown. I mean, rumors are A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts don't even like each other anymore. I don't know. I mean, it was Brandon Graham that said it, and then A.J. Brown comes out and says that Brandon Graham's just emotional or something. I don't know. But turmoil in the Philly passing game. They're not passing the ball well at all, but they have Saquon. But you still have to account for the passing because it could just break out. You can't not alleviate guys to Devontae and A.J. Brown. So I think, but Philly's winning. They're playing really good defense.
Yeah,
they stopped Baltimore. Carolina gave them a game, but Carolina's been giving everybody a game recently.
Yeah.
They almost beat the Chiefs. They almost beat the Bucks. They look good. Bryce Young looks good. Shout out to Bryce Young. He got benched, and now he comes back, and he's slinging it.
He's found it finally.
If Xavier Legette hangs on to that ball on that dive in the end zone, they might win that game. But Philly's really good. Steelers obviously have Philly on Sunday. They haven't won there since '65. But if the offense can I think if the Steelers offense can put up 24, they can win. Just kind of a task to do against that defense.
For sure.
They have to establish a run game. They have to keep Philly's offense off the field. You got to stop. You got to hold Saquon. I think if they can hold Saquon to under 100, score 24 points, they can win. I don't see it happening, if I'm being honest. I think Philly's going to win. I just think Philly's better. I think this.
Jeez, wait till we get to that part of the freaking podcast, dude. Jeez.
Sorry.
Just blabbing on and on and on. We're supposed to be talking about the Eagles versus the freaking Panthers from Sunday. Settle down. All right, Bills-Rams, okay? Can we talk about the Bills-Rams game where Josh Allen scored 6 touchdowns?
Yeah, my guy I was playing in fantasy got 200 points because he had Josh Allen and Puka Nacua. And, really screwed me.
I lost a game thanks to Puka Nacua, so it felt great watching that game. I lost a fantasy game because of Puka Nacua, so screw you, Puka Nacua. You're a beast, but...
So that was Bills' defense will be the only reason that they don't win a championship this year.
Yeah, they weren't playing terrible.
No,
but then it was like the Rams showed up with a great game plan, and the Rams are playing really good football right now. I think tonight's game will be really fun to watch, which I'd like to hurry this up so we can watch it.
Yeah. Stafford's playing really good ball again. Obviously, it helps when Kupp and Puka are both healthy, and Karen Williams can run the ball the way he can. McVay's obviously an offensive guru. The Rams are a team. Seahawks would be I think it's right now the Rams and Seahawks that NFC West. If the Rams can just keep putting up points, they have to stop somebody, but keep putting up points. I think they'll win tonight because I just don't think the Niners just aren't the Niners right now.
Okay, well, let's talk about. I just want to bring up the Chiefs winning on a freaking donk field goal from it was like a 33-yard field goal, and the guy donks it in. Like, are we serious?
Backup kicker.
It's like the third. That's their third kicker this year. He's not even the backup. He's the backup's backup. They brought him in to kick, and he freaking doinks it in off the freaking upright.
Got a good angle, right hash, hit the left upright, and got it down the middle.
Well, at first I was like, "Oh my god, he missed!" And then it went in, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" I'm so tired of watching them win off of. Well, you had the Ravens game at the very first game of the year. The guy's toes out by this much. Then they went on the doink. They went against the Bengals on the PI call, which we're not going to get into it, but they went off of the PI call. They win a game off Kyle Pitts getting murdered in the back of the end zone trying to catch a football. The guy's just standing in front of him, pushing against him. It's just like, and then they won off against the Raiders. Well, they won with the block kick against the Broncos. And then they win against the Raiders on the whatever the hell happened there, the fumbled snap where O'Connell in the center didn't know what was going on. It's just like every game they win, it's like, oh, they just barely won this game. And then people are talking about, oh, they got that championship pedigree, blah, 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 blah. Well, they played the Bills, and the Bills have been the only team. Well, that's another thing. The Chiefs just haven't really played anybody. I mean, they played the Ravens. It was the very first game of the year, though.
Yeah.
But then they finally play the Bills, and the Bills beat them. Obviously, the Chargers have been pretty good, but
Chargers are good. Chargers, I mean, it was in Arrowhead, but Chargers had them. They just couldn't stop. I mean, the Chiefs did what the Chiefs do. They get the ball late, down by 1, and get on the field and get within 30-yard range. I mean, obviously, with Harrison Butker, it probably goes in normally.
Yeah.
But Matt Wright got a little nervous and booted off the upright, but it worked. So
I don't know. I just needed to bring that game up because
it's either all a bunch of, I don't want to say flukes, but like a bunch of luck and it'll run out eventually, or it's just their year. That's what it boils down to. Obviously, they're a really good team.
It's still luck. I'd say it's still luck.
Well, yeah, it's luck, but I'm saying like at some point it's either going to run out or it's going to carry on, and they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
because it's their year. It's meant to be.
That's true.
But yeah, we'll see. They got a kind of a tough stretch coming up. You know, they're part of this 10-day window the Steelers, Ravens, and Texans are in. So they'll get Texans next Sunday. I don't know who they play this week. I forget. You remember?
I think they play a Buns team.
I think too.
They play a not very good squad, I'm pretty sure.
Let's look.
Yeah, they play the Browns.
They play the Browns. Okay, so they should beat the Browns.
Yes.
They should definitely beat the Browns. And then they got Texans next Sunday and the Steelers on Christmas.
No, they play Texas. They play the Texans on Saturday.
Saturday, you're right. Saturday. That's what I meant. Saturday, because the Steelers play next Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and so we'll see. That's not easy. I mean,
yeah,
Cleveland.
That's not easy at all.
Cleveland either is going to show up and Jameis throw for 550 yards and 6 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, the defense could show up. I don't know. I think the Chiefs probably win that game by 14. But can we talk about Jameis? Just like when he throws a touchdown, he throws touchdowns, so he has to throw a pick. I've never seen anybody like it. Because remember that last year in Tampa.
He needs to do some more praying for the Lord to deliver him from pick sixes.
Well, he threw 2 picks on Saturday. He didn't throw any pick sixes though.
I know he didn't throw any pick sixes, but he needs to start praying for the Lord to deliver him from picks.
Because that last year in Tampa, he was second in touchdowns, first in yards, and first in picks. The only 30-30 quarterback ever. He is the Shohei Ohtani of quarterbacks, just touchdowns, picks, and not home runs, stolen bases.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Well, how about we're going to talk about. I just want to mention this: the Cowboys' loss. What the hell are you doing on that punt? Like, how stupid can you be? You play in the NFL, dude.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch the ball.
Unless it's blocked and goes backwards towards the end zone.
Yeah.
All you have to do is fall on it. Don't freaking touch it.
Don't touch it. Do not touch the ball. It's that simple.
Like the number one rule as a high school guy on punt team.
Yep.
The ball's pitter-patting around on the ground. Don't touch it. Get away. Poison. Poison. And he touched it, and the Bengals got the ball, and that was the game.
Yep.
Obviously, that was the game, but yeah, Cowboys, I mean, I'm here for it. I'm here for the Cowboys blunder, but
I think it's hilarious.
it's just, yeah, they're just not very good. They make a lot of dumb mistakes. And they obviously don't have a quarterback right now because Dak's out, but
Yep.
Cooper Rush is okay. He's very okay as a backup.
He's
Well, I mean, I want to see Trey Lance get a shot.
yeah, for sure.
I'd love to see it. I mean, dude was number 3 overall pick. He had that one game in San Francisco, gets hurt, and then that was it.
Yep, that was it.
So,
all right. Do you have your top 10 teams?
My top 10 teams, yes. All right, number 1, Lions.
Yep.
Number
sure.
2, I know they lost, but they're still stay with me. The Bills. Number 3, the Chiefs. Number 4, Philly. Number 5, Pittsburgh. Number 6, I think I'm going to keep it. Yeah, keep Baltimore there. 7, the Vikings. 8, the Packers. 9, to me, I think they're a top 10 team right now. The Rams. And 10, I've been kind of a debate with it. Part of me goes Texans. Part of me, there's Chargers. To me, it's the Chargers. I like the Chargers. I told you I love Harbaugh there. I think he's built a really good program there. So yeah, I'd say the Chargers for me probably in that 10 spot. That'd be my 10th, and then probably that's just outside of it's the Commanders.
Yeah,
we're in there. But yeah, I like the Chargers. And out there you get the Broncos, Bucks. Yeah.
Our top 10 is pretty similar. I got Lions, Bills, Chiefs, Eagles, Steelers, Vikings, Ravens, Packers, Chargers, Rams. So very similar.
Yeah, just some little flip flop.
Yep.
I love Sam Darnold, dude. He is balling.
He's balling.
There is no reason.
Jordan Addison playing good too. I mean, it's just.
Can you honestly tell me right now that you would take? I mean, JJ McCarthy's potential is obviously up there, but can you tell me that you would not sign Sam Darnold to an extension right now?
Yeah, for real. I would.
I mean, there's no reason
why you wouldn't.
It's dumb. We're gonna look at him go walk. Why? Look at what he's done.
Yeah. How can you let him walk somewhere else? I don't know. All right. Rams Niners tonight in about 3 minutes, I think it starts.
Picks?
Well, do you want to talk about the game or you want to just make picks?
I think I said my piece earlier. Rams are hot. Niners aren't.
The Niners just beat the crap out of the Bears.
The Bears came back a little bit, but I don't care. The Bears stink. Their coach.
13, I think.
Oh, yeah, it didn't end up be a blowout. It was because the Bears made like 24-13. But anyways, yeah. I still don't love the Niners right now. I don't know. I just something about them. Like maybe they found it and they'll beat the hell out of the Rams tonight. But the Rams put up 44 points and stop anybody. But they put up 44 points and that offense was fun to watch. I'm taking the Rams. They got to keep
bang Niner gang. Bang Niner gang.
You love the Niners. I
love the Niners. I love Brock Purdy. Love that dude.
Yeah, I don't know. No.
Bang Niner gang. I love Matt Stafford too, but I'm going with the Niner gang. I like Shanahan. I like Purdy.
I don't know. I just think
it'll be a good game.
I think the Rams just outscore them tonight. That's my prediction.
They could. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see in 2 minutes. Let's just make picks because I do want to watch that game. Ravens Giants. If there's a game you do want to talk about, we can talk about. Ravens Giants. I don't think we need to talk about this one. Ravens. Jets Jaguars.
The Jets.
I really don't know. I guess I'll say the Jets. That's Cowboys,
Maybe
Panthers.
Panthers.
Got
Write
the
that down.
Panthers getting the win?
Yeah.
I could see that, honestly. I, I don't know. I think Dallas will beat the Panthers. I got Dallas. Commanders, Saints.
Commanders. Yeah, Commanders.
I got the Commandos. Bengals, Titans.
Bengals.
Bengals. Chiefs, Browns.
Chiefs.
Chiefs. Dolphins, Texans. That could be a good one.
This would be huge for the Steelers because if the Steelers don't win this week, they can clinch a playoff spot with a Colts and Dolphins loss. So let's hope for. I don't think the Steelers are going to win this week. Let's hope for a Dolphins loss and let's go Texans. Dolphins are playing well right now.
Dolphins are playing really well, and they need. They
They need
keep
to keep
winning.
winning.
They
They need
keep
to
winning.
keep
They're
winning.
putting themselves in a really good spot.
No
So
Texans.
it's tough for me. I think the Texans will win. It's in Texas, which I don't really know if home field really makes much of an advantage in the NFL unless you have to travel all the way to the West Coast. But
Does if it's like a night game and you're playing like one of the actual hostile, like Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're going to Pittsburgh or Kansas City or Seattle, something like that, like that's
I think I'll go with the Texans. Colts, Broncos.
again. Steelers need the Colts to lose. Go Bronx.
I got the Broncos. They've been playing pretty well. I love Bo Nix.
Oh, Nix is awesome.
Bo Nix is a dog. Patriots, Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Cardinals. Bills at the Lions.
This is awesome. This will be an awesome game.
Awesome.
I mean, it's the same time as Steelers game, but it'll be an awesome game. I think the Lions defense can make enough stops to win this game. So I'm going to go. I think Lions keep riding this wave and they win again.
I think you know who I'm going to pick.
I know you're going to pick, but I know you don't want your. It's hard.
I'm going with the Bills, man. Bills Mafia. Josh Allen. I love Josh Allen. He's my guy. I'm going with the Bills.
It could be a Super Bowl matchup. I mean, it really could be the Super Bowl matchup.
It could.
I wouldn't be mad at it.
Bucks Chargers.
This is a good one. Where's it at?
It's in LA.
Chargers just lost. Bucks just won. This is a tough one. That's a good matchup. You know what? I just ranked the Chargers ahead of the Bucks, so I guess I can't take my word on back on that. So I'm gonna get the Chargers.
I'm going with the Chargers.
I think they run the ball.
All right, Steelers Eagles.
You know what?
Who you picking?
Desmond Howard always picks his team.
Do
Coach
it.
Cowher on CBS always picks the Steelers. You know what? I can't go away from my team. I'm gonna give me the Steelers.
Give him the Steelers.
Win an ugly one. Win an ugly one. They're gonna win like I'm going like 16-13. Chris Boswell, 3 field goals and a game winner in Philly. Russ plays okay, but the defense, TJ Watt has 2 sacks, a forced fumble, and
Give me the Eagles.
yeah.
Packers Seahawks. In Seattle.
This is our childhood playoff matchup that was always awesome to watch. In the NFC, early or mid 2010s, Russ and Aaron, and I still think it gets some fun matchups, especially this week in Seattle. 2 good teams. Seahawks are hot. Give me Seattle.
Not so fast, my friend. Go Pack, go.
No, I think Seattle wins it.
Bears Vikings.
Oh, I forgot Monday night sucks.
Yeah,
Vikings.
There's 2 Monday night games too, and they're both terrible. Falcons Raiders.
Stop giving the Raiders primetime games. Give me the Falcons.
Falcons. All right, well that's all we got. I do have to make a shout out for the Red Sox because they finally did something. There is life in the Red Sox front office. They made a trade. Now go do something else.
Hey, the Pirates got Spencer Horwitz, a 26-year-old second year player.
There you go. There you go.
And we traded away all of our pitching prospects. Yay!
Get that. Hey. All right.
No,
I'm get it figured out.
No, we won't. We have the worst owner in all of it. Paul Steen's going to be a Yankee in 3 years, so
that's possible. But thank everybody for watching. We're going to go watch the Thursday night game, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.